Hi everyone, this is Karina Dean, and I'm back again with another video for your Saturn in Return Survival Kit series. I just want to thank everyone for taking the time to watch these videos, and I'm really happy to do these videos because they are pure therapy for me. Last week I discussed shadow work, and I found it to be a great segue into your Saturn return, applying shadow work to your everyday life, especially when it comes to Scorpio. I feel maybe just because it's the energy that I have been studying and trying to understand more and more. There's a lot of unconscious actions and choices that we can make that can put us in a place that we just don't want to be. And I have just found that through shadow work you can face and confront the issues that are going on, but find outcomes that expand you and find outcomes that really help you to walk in some sort of destiny and real just empowerment. I wanted to elaborate more on shadow work, but I wanted to talk a lot about the shadow side of Scorpio. And with Scorpio, there is the scorpion and there is the eagle. And it's funny that I really find that all signs do have a duality. I find more and more every day that as I learn more and more that there is always something opposite. There's always duality to an energy or to an answer or to a truth. There's two sides, and not necessarily right or wrong. It's never that easy or simple. It's more like light and dark, and I really do find that to be true. So with Scorpio, we look at the scorpion, and how I understand the scorpion is to be that, vicious attacker. But scorpions aren't big animals, right? So you don't really see it coming. You don't see like the tiger coming at you ready to just pounce and kill, or With scorpions, you see it's a powerful, small being that can cut you on the side and then scatter away. With Scorpio, I understand it to really be this shadow side of being, maybe spiteful, wanting to get somebody back, in a way that might harm them or might, equally attack them in the way that they felt that they were attacked. And so you might find a lot of, for lack of a better word, there's spite, there is a need for revenge. I feel like there is also jealousy. Jealousy is a big one for me, and control, because Scorpio in itself is very powerful, ruled by Pluto and originally ruled by Mars. Pluto is this planet that's far off, that it goes back and forth between a planet or not, but it's far off. We can't see it, but yet it has so much strength and energy. It has such a strong energy. And then Mars is the aggressor. So you are having this aggressive power struggle. And I feel like with Scorpio, the shadow side, when it feels like it needs to push out its power, then you find these tendencies to be spiteful, to be vengeful, to be revengeful, and to want to be seen. I want to be seen, and the way that I only feel like I can be seen is to push out this side of me. So the shadow self is not the bad self. I don't feel like. I really want to venture away from right and wrong right now in this place where I'm at, and understanding the truth and seeking the truth, because even with the shadow, I don't see that as the bad self. And when we do see it as the bad part of us, we try more and more to hide it. And I see it more as just the side that's not lit up. It's not the side that is seen. And so there's a way that we can address it so that it becomes the side that is, you know, I don't know if it can ever completely be seen, but it can channel the ego. It can channel the part of you that wants to fly out and be powerful and be present, without necessarily, you know, at someone else's expense. So what does all of that mean? This is another side to what I would call shadow work, but really using the Scorpio energy. So let's start with jealousy, because jealousy is a shadow side of myself that even I continue to battle and understand. And it doesn't come out in the way that is typical, you know. So for me, jealousy, when I feel jealousy or when I feel that shadow side of myself, I don't necessarily have the power to take action. In fact, if anything, it might stop me in my tracks, and I'm just like kind of lost, and become very internal. So, I mean, all of these parts of us, spite, jealousy, revenge, you know, they have different ways of surfacing in each individual in their own unique ways. How do we use this energy and manifest it and be an alchemist so that I soar instead of do nothing, instead of cower back in, or instead of, you know, completely hide away? Working of the shadow self is to look at yourself and say, what is it about this situation or this person or whatever that is happening that is making me feel this way? We have to be very honest with ourselves, because it is the words that we use that really define for us what is in shadow. It is the words that we use that really help us to see what it is that is being hidden, you know, that we can't see easily as we can see the lights. When you get the reasons, like, why is it that you feel these things? I want you to try to turn them back onto yourself and to say, maybe, how is it that I am not giving myself these things? Don't want to be specific, because I want this to be general for you to apply to your life. And everyone is really different. Everyone experiences these things on a different plane and level. But it's really just about taking what you feel about this person, you know, oh, they're too messy, or oh, they're too clean, they're always late, they always get seen above me, he always gives her this attention, I never get this attention. Look at the words that you're using and turn it on yourself. So if it is, you know, I'm jealous because this person gets so much attention, how can you give yourself the attention? Maybe it means that you need to be more selfish. Maybe it really means that you need to spend a whole week just giving yourself that attention. Put yourself in the position that you feel the other person is retrieving. You know, if you have a very messy roommate, you know, this is more shallow, but this is good. Like, it's a really good basic example. You have a very messy roommate, you know. Is it them, or is it the fact that you don't give yourself enough chance to just be? Like, maybe you're too rigid in the way that you conduct your life, and allow yourself the freedom to be messy instead of judge somebody else and being messy. This is shadow work. Yes, they might be messy. Yes, you might have to talk with them, but when you're dealing with the hidden self that you are facing within, you know, those feelings that come up for you, that's you. That's them reflecting what you feel about yourself. So what you're trying to do is to take your judgments and feed yourself what it is that you're depriving, what is not being shown light on. You know, if you don't feel like you're being appreciated, it's probably because you're not appreciating yourself. And in what ways is this appreciation that you see that other people are getting that you are not giving to yourself? And how can you start to give that to yourself? So that is my way of working with these really, really lower energies that can really pull me down, really stop me in my tracks. I have a very strong push, but then we'll just like hit a wall or hit a block. I understand Scorpio more and more throughout the Saturn return and the power of Scorpio with Mars and Pluto, and how incredibly interesting and intricately they work together to generate underneath the undercurrents of who you are, what you do, and what you really stand for. Are you the person to give in and just exploit your shadow self, or are you a person to use it, to channel it, and really bring forth something? That part of you that you don't quite dive into because it is so hidden, but that's the part of you that has like the answers. They're just kind of really raw and like really sticky, and they really aren't necessarily pleasant about what it is that they want to accomplish. So it's about learning how to use that energy and face it and confront it and be truthful with yourself about who you are and about what generates you and what inspires you, because sometimes it is something that, you know, reflects the shadow self that you need to pull out of you in order to create something very extravagant, something you've never thought you could before. You know, channeling and being an alchemist to understanding how you can translate jealousy into manifesting, you know, something, translate, you know, feeling revengeful about somebody not giving you an opportunity and making the opportunity for yourself. You know, there might even be a part of you that still holds on to that revenge. Like, see, you didn't give me this, and this is what I made out of myself. That is real alchemy. That is really how you take that shadow self and make something out of it, instead of just let it out and like give up all of your power. Give up all of your power by just screaming at people and blaming other people. You know, it's a lot easier to do those things. It's a lot harder to look at self and to say, well, how is it that I can make this work for me? You know, that's harder because you have to be truthful. You have to own these feelings. A lot of blaming and pointing fingers and not taking responsibility for who we are, what we are, and what we want. You know, what do you want? You know, and how do you make that happen? And it's not just the part that you see that makes these things happen. It's that other part of you, that part that's hidden. That's where the real money is. That's where you can really, really use your whole self. Your whole self. So thank you so much. I'm really excited to be bringing these Saturn return videos because, again, they're therapy for me, and I hope that they serve that way for you too, which is why I'm doing them. And if you have any suggestions or questions or anything to add, please reach out to me. I'm very accessible online, and if you would like to keep up to date with the next video, I put one out every week. I do them on Fridays and I post them on Saturdays. Please just go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And on my channel, I do other work for the cycle breaker movement, which is breaking the ignorance cycles, the spreading of ignorant karmic cycles. So I work on astrology as one of my main motivators, but I also do, you know, look at the issues of race and sexuality and all of that on my channel, and there's still so much more that I do want to do. So if you have anything for me, please share. I am open, and I hope you have a blessed day and a blessed week. Thank you. They are friends of mine. You are tuned in to the Cycle Breaker channel.